Hello, my name is Patricia Panassi, and this is a lunar magic forecast of October. So we're really transitioning into fall time. If you live in the northern hemisphere, if you live in the southern hemisphere, you're moving towards the springtime. It's this change of season. Here in the northern hemisphere, we're turning more inwards. It's much more of a introspective time coming up. So we have 2 full moons this month, a new moon. We have Mercury stationing retrograde, Pluto going out of retrograde, and a lot more things happening. So let's just dive in. The first one is the full moon at 9 degrees in Aries. So because we also have Mars, which is the ruling planet of Aries, is in retrograde in Aries. So there's a lot of Aries and Mars energy going on. So when Mars turns retrograde, there's this connection with power and with passion that is turned inwards. So it's really a good time to look at the relationship that you have with power, with passion, and how much you really hold on to the way that you put your passion into the world. So during this full moon, it's really a good time to let go of things that no longer serve you when it comes to your drive and your passion. By the way, you'll hear my 3-month-old daughter in the background. Just keeping it real for all of you guys. So this full moon is really a peek into how you use your power and how you can use your power for good. So when Mars comes out of retrograde, which is related to this full moon, but when it comes out of retrograde, it will give you so much more clarity on how you can start moving forward, because you might actually be feeling very low and having difficulty to motivate yourself to find your drive, but know that it's happening to all of us. There's nothing wrong with you. This is part of it. On October 4th, we have Pluto stationing direct in Capricorn. Now, this is the third one stationing retrograde after Jupiter and Saturn going direct, and we're moving into more intense cosmic weather over the coming months. But this is really a good time to look at the lessons that you've learned when it comes to your darkness, your shadows. How have you been able to learn from them in the past few months, and how are you able to now use those shadows, those sides of yourself that you usually like to forget, but they are part of you. So what have you learned from it, and how can you use what you have learned to start moving forward, to start picking up the pace a little bit more? Now, on October 11th, we have the Sun in Libra squaring Jupiter in Capricorn. Every time when there's a square, there's an opportunity for growth. A square is generally a more challenging aspect, but without any challenging aspects, we obviously would never grow. So if Jupiter was given a carte blanche, it would literally just run with it, ignore all logic and reality and reason. So keep checking in with yourself and trying to find the balance. The Sun is in Libra, which is the scales, finding the balance. And make sure you see it from both sides, both the optimistic and the realistic. So really channel that energy of the Libra to see it from both sides, because Jupiter likes to just look on the bright side and only see the good things, which is good, but we do need this balance. So embrace that Libra energy to find the balance between optimism and realistic view. On October 13th, we have Mercury going into retrograde in Scorpio, and this will last until November 3rd. So this is a good time to hold off on any major decisions, especially when Mercury is in Scorpio, because Scorpio is a kind of trickster who likes to, my daughter agrees, who likes to play tricks on the reality, kind of blurs your vision, especially when Mercury goes into retrograde. Mercury is ruling our rational thinking, our decision making, our communication. So if it is in Scorpio, there is this layer of I'll say like deception. So be very mindful of what you're doing in this time period. Now, not saying that you cannot do anything at all, but be mindful as how you are moving forward, and the decisions that you're making aren't based on this need for power, this need for pulling things towards you because of your ego tells you to, but ground this in a feeling of knowing where it's coming from, being rooted in your values, opposed to just lashing out like Scorpio really likes to do. Then we have a new moon in Libra on October 16th, happened at 23 degrees Libra. Now, Libra is all about finding balance, finding equality, finding a way to have harmony in the different aspects of your life. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus. So it is appreciating everything that is beautiful, everything that is pretty. It really likes everything very like a feminine, like the feminine energy. So allow yourself to set intentions around beautifying your life, around making your house really cozy. And this is not necessarily about materialistic things, because you don't necessarily need to add material things to it, but how can you make your house more cozy? How can you make it more inviting? Especially in the Northern Hemisphere, we're turning into the fall time, so we're going to spend more time inside our house. And especially with what is happening with COVID, we don't really know where the situation is going. So make your house a place where you feel comfortable, where you feel at home, where you have things around you that you enjoy. On October 22nd, we have the sun entering Scorpio. So Scorpio season is officially upon us on that day. Now, Scorpio is a fixed water sign. It's emotional and sensitive at the same time, but it also really dives into what is the truth. So where, let's say, Pisces and Cancer are also both water signs, they are much softer. That's my Cancer sign over there. Cancer and Pisces are much softer, whereas Scorpio, it doesn't like to dabble like on the surface. It really likes to dive deep into the unconscious. So especially with Mercury also in retrograde in Scorpio, this is a really good time for you to embrace your shadows, to dive deep into your own unconscious and see what are the things you have been hiding away and what are the things you can bring to the surface. Because if you are ignoring and suppressing that side of yourself, Scorpio will find a way to make it come out. And then it probably is not on your terms, but it's probably in a way that you weren't expecting, and a way where you're not really too pleased with how it is happening. So really surrender to exploring the depth of your own unconscious and your own psyche. That is really a good time to explore those areas. Now we're closing the month off on October 31st, which is the full moon in 8 degrees Taurus, which also happened to be Halloween. Taurus is a fixed earth sign, also ruled by Venus, just as Libra is ruled by Venus. But this is more where Libra is more of the higher energy of Venus. Taurus is more of the earthy, groundy Venus. It's more of the earth goddess type of energy. So think about the things that are blocking you. Taurus is an earth sign, so it really is connected to the way that we connect to the earth. So take a moment to explore your personal values, to see where you need to let go of things because they don't align with your values. Alignment is a really, really big thing of this full moon. So allow yourself to make decisions based on what aligns with your values, and letting those things go that don't align with that. Don't be afraid to go into a new direction or to leave things behind when they no longer serve you. This also affects your personal finances and your relationships. So don't sweep things under the rug right now. It's not a good time to think, yeah, we'll deal with that later, especially because this Scorpio season. And when you try to sweep things under the rug, like I said earlier, Scorpio will just find a way to make it come out, and then it won't be on your own terms. So make sure that you dive into those areas consciously, because if you don't do that, they will come up unconsciously, and usually it doesn't look pretty. So that is it for the month of October. If you want to know more in detail what the whole month is about, you can sign up to get these updates and a whole PDF file with all of this information if you go to patriciamanassi.com/magic, and that's where you can download the full PDF guide, and you can also access this video. So I will see you in there. Happy planning. Use this guide as a way to really highlight what is happening, when to do certain things, when to leave certain things. And this will help you so much to be so much more effective, to be more productive, to save time so you can focus on what is the most important to you.